Alright, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the penultimate episode of Pluribus, Season 1, Episode 8. Ooh. Nearing the end of the show. And last time was probably amongst my favorite episodes of the show thus far. It really is. Thinking about which one's my favorite, episode 1 comes to mind, and then episode 7 is also somewhere around that level of enjoyment for me at the very least, because I really do enjoy the last episode. I enjoyed how we spent most of our runtime with our two characters, Manosos and Carol, and just their journey into loneliness and how they're kind of coping and how they're dealing with this. Manosos steals the episode for me. I love his character so much. The last episode was the episode that I needed to love his character. He's incredible, and I cannot wait to see what else the show has in store when it comes to Manosos as a character. Carol, on the other hand, just casually going through depression. The idea of they can't hurt me, which means I'm free and I can do whatever I want, because they need my consent and I'm not gonna give them my consent and whatever. But that kind of fantasy, that feeling of freedom, kind of it does not last forever. She gets lonely pretty quickly, and that's one of the many themes and one of the many things that the show is trying to tell the audience, and it's just I love it. It's great. It's fantastic. Please come back. By the very end of the episode, beautiful stuff. Beautiful, but also worrying at the same time, because as I stated in the last episode, maybe humanity, we still don't know. They're still kind of technically manipulating Carol from the very beginning. So what is to say that this is all part of the plan for Carol to let her guard down and give them her consent? You'll never know. Manosos needs to come in and basically hit Carol in the head and say, hey, snap out of it, Don't fall in love with the hive mind just because they have this really sexy lady that is based on this character that is from your book that you have some sort of romantic attachment to now, But yeah. Hope you guys enjoy. Season 1, Episode 8. Okay, this is Manosos.
Volvió con nosotros. Manosos.
What terrifying first words to hear. You're back with us. At least for Manosos, this is terrifying. He's still in the nightmare. He hasn't, quote-unquote, woken up yet. Oh, he's woken up, alright. I love him.
La factura, ¿cuánto debo?
Wow, look at that.
No nos debes nada.
Ustedes no. A la gente que estaba aquí antes.
Wow. Again,
Los puntos.
speaks about his character, right?
8,277,53 en balboas o dólares americanos.
Jeez.
¿Balboas?
+1 ambulance. You know what this tells me about Manosos' character now that I think about it? All of his mannerisms, and especially this, where he keeps putting notes of hey, I owe you this, I owe you that, to the joining, right, to the hive mind. Still thinking about the actual people, is that he absolutely hopes that this can be reversed so that the people there will, in his mind, the people there will know that you know, Manosos was there and Manosos did all of these things. The painting.
Oh, please don't get up. Sorry.
Our pleasure.
Thanks.
Look at this. The hospitality on display here.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Again, the mannerisms. How Carol is kind of awkwardly trying to find a comfortable sitting position.
I was about to return that.
Oh, we think it looks wonderful right there.
I was just keeping it safe.
Keeping it safe.
We can secure all those buildings if you like.
Great. That would be great. I don't know what to talk about.
Who says we have to?
Wow.
Too slow.
Would you like your cousin Henry to come visit? You haven't seen him since Christmas 2005.
You didn't want to see me these past 41 days. Why bother now? Why do they call it spit?
In 1986, a man named...
Oh! It's like playing cards with fucking Google.
Oh, look at this shot.
Is everyone back now?
It's still hanging there. Always in frame. I love that. The drone. I love that interaction where they're just smiling and they kind of have that, you know, eye contact and then ignore and then eye contact again and then ignore. It's very natural.
It's more efficient to heat and cool one big room than hundreds of small ones.
This isn't going to turn into the orgy scene at the end of that Matrix movie, is it?
Not unless you wanted to.
But that's still one of my that's one of my early questions, you know. How does
Wait, this dog is not one of you, is it?
Definitely not.
Never mind.
Though he is a very good boy. Would you like to stay with us tonight? We can make you your own bed if you'd like.
Oh, no.
In private.
No, that's okay. I'm gonna head home.
Do you mind if we lie down?
Oh, no, please.
there's an empty space beside Zosha there? Is everybody sleeping on the same side? I just noticed that. Carol smiling as she sleeps. As she's holding Zosha unconsciously. Everybody's doing it actually. Whoa, she's kind of imitating the hive mind, but yeah, the hive mind, well, all of them were sleeping on like facing the same side.
We had a wonderful time with you.
Oh, look at this.
Hard to beat this view.
It's very beautiful.
Man, I love trains.
What about it?
Come on, I must have told some human being at some point that I love train horns.
No.
I thought you knew everything about me.
Not this.
It is the loneliest sound in the world.
Huh.
How do you do that?
Something to do with the body's electromagnetic field.
Like radio?
Sort of, but radio transmission is like talking. It's conscious.
Oh.
Deliberately showing the scar. I mean, we saw it the first time we met Zosha. I never really asked about her past.
Does everyone feel what you're feeling right now? Is the whole world getting a massage?
No, not exactly. Just as we said this, a man in Bulgaria was accidentally impaled on an iron fence.
Oh,
Jesus.
Jesus.
Oh, it's okay. We don't think he pierced anything vital. To feel everything all at once would be unbearable.
Right.
We know it as it happens. We're aware. And the planet, which you can't see, is Kepler 22b. That's our name for it. We have no idea what they call it. It's got a radius roughly twice that of Earth, and we think their planet may be one enormous ocean.
You hear the echo? Kind of make it sound like there's a lot of people talking, but it's just her. Even though it is a lot of people talking.
I can't tell one dot from the next.
There's a lot of light pollution coming from the city. Let's see what we can do about that.
Wow. Wow.
What are the people like on Kepler 22b?
We don't know.
We'll probably never learn the first thing about them. And we'll pay it forward, however long that may take. We have to share their gift with whoever else might be out there.
I don't know about that. Maybe the guys at Kepler 22b wasn't the first. You know, they're also just sharing this gift that they got from somebody else. Hundreds of thousands of millions of years in the past as well. Sex question mark? Carol asking the real questions, but she's also... I love what she's doing here. And I love what the show is kind of showing as well.
Hey. Thanks.
Our pleasure. Does this mean what we think it means?
What?
You're writing again?
Writing Waikaro. Yeah.
We are just so excited to have something new to read. And another Waikaro. That's only if you want to share it with us. Of course, absolutely no pressure.
Sure.
The hive mind could not create art? Is that what they're implying? Or they have no need for it? But as I was saying before, you know, Carol's friendliness to Zosia and the rest of the hive is still partly so that she can figure this all out, you know. Her mission and her objective is still... It has not changed. Obviously. Wow. Thought about it just for a little bit, you know.
Don't patronize me. I'm telling you, I swear to God, when I was a kid, I used to crush this game.
We know. We have the combined knowledge of every living croquet champion, so that's, a bit of an advantage.
Yeah, I get that with like chess or whatever, but hitting a ball is muscle memory. You guys all share that too?
Maybe. Or maybe you just suck.
Skill issue?
Oh, you poor, tortured artist. By the way, it's still my turn.
My turn, not our turn.
This place has been closed for years.
Would you tell us what you're feeling? We'd be honored to share it with you.
It all started right here, as you obviously know.
Why do I feel like these two are trying to get information from one and the other?
Oh my God.
Somebody you recognize?
Take all the time you need, hun.
This place was my escape.
I was devastated when it
burned down. God, I miss those days.
Giving her
Working all
everything
night
she
so I could write all
wanted.
morning, and then, those were the best days.
Those were the best days.
Carol?
Stop manipulating me into loving you so that I could give you my consent.
You left us kind of quickly today.
We think we want. Would it kill you to say I? Would it?
Of course not.
Hmm.
I find it odd.
All the brains in the world and you can't navigate a fucking pronoun. Where was that waitress living, Brie?
Miami.
Working, vacation.
As a cosmetologist.
She had moved on with her life, and then what? You dragged her back here to do a little play acting, waitress theater. You rebuild my favorite diner. You jump for joy when I tell you I'm writing again, but it's all an act. It's manipulative bullshit because you know I haven't given up.
But it's also true we love Waikaro.
Honesty. Let's go for it. I like you. You people, you, whatever. You're...
Okay.
There's a lot of things that I like about you. Someone has to put the world right. Even if it means you all leave me again. Even if it means that I'm...
They had a night. Did you guys notice the lip bite? the saliva that was like, what a kiss. Oh, she's actually writing
Morning.
Hey.
a new Icaro. Wow.
Do you want to read chapter 1?
You're not the one manipulating me, I'm the one manipulating you. But there's also parts of it that is actually sincere, and that's like the part that I love.
Raban is a woman now.
Long overdue. But I figured now, why not?
Makes sense. The shapeshifters of Goldenbrae.
I was thinking of the
The
caverns.
caverns of Avalor.
Yeah.
But weren't those lost to time?
Well, sure. But what is time to someone like Raban?
I love it.
Helen's grave.
I hope you're making enough for both of us.
Wow, Zoja just standing where Helen is in the reflection.
What is your favorite food?
I love mango ice cream.
Thank you for sharing that. Zosha?
You're going to have a visitor.
My goat is here. Oh my god, Manosos is here. Oh, look at this shot. That reminds me of a Breaking Bad shot. You know the one. Ooh, that's the end of the episode. Interesting framing for the end of the episode, actually, because we're framing Manosos as this bringer of destruction. Well, not bringer of destruction, but like the party pooper, if you will. You know, like he's gonna come in. Carol has to explain what's going on with her and Zoja if things remain the same, right? Like Manosos literally wanted to meet Carol because of Carol's whole message of, hey, you're not alone, I hate the hive mind, we gotta fix this, you know. And now Manosos is gonna come in here and gonna find Carol pretty much having some sort of weird relationship with the hive mind, like with the rest of humanity. Like, what's going on here? You know, it's gonna be a hard wake up call, or like a hey, snap out of it, you know, for Carol. That or Carol and Manosos may actually, I don't know. All right, that was Pluribus Season 1, Episode 8. Oh boy. Continuing on with what I was saying during the end credit sequence, during the end credits, yeah, either Zoja and no, not Zoja, either Carol and Manosos are actually going to team up, right? Where Carol, quote unquote, abandons Zoja and sticks to her original true objective of trying to find a way to cure humanity and whatever, which I feel like she's still finding it, but she's delaying it, like, let me have some fun while it lasts, while I still can. I'm still gonna try to find a way to reverse, this whole joining situation. But for the time being, let me be with Zoja. Like, I feel like that's Carol's mentality for now. I don't know. We'll see what the next episode has in store. And so it's either that or Carol and Manosos actually won't be teaming up, and Manosos will actually be like some sort of antagonist, because that would mean he's the only one who is willing to get rid of the hive mind if Carol wants to protect Zoja. Although I don't think that's going to be the case. I feel like the former is going to be the more likely situation. Mostly because of like the whole premise of the series being Carol being the most miserable person on Earth trying to save humanity from happiness, right? She is still going to try to do that. What this episode is doing is just it presents a new conflict in that, hey, Carol loves Zoja now. She loves Zoja the individual. She loves Zoja so much that, they pretty much was just having the times of their lives for a couple of days and a couple of nights at this point, right? It's been, what, a couple of weeks of them living together now? And it will be a pain for Carol, if she does eventually find a way to reverse the joining. Again, if that is a possibility, right? Because if she somehow finds a way, she's gonna have to say goodbye to this version of Zoja. Because, well, actually, now that I think about it, what would happen if Carol reversed the joining? Because every human on Earth now has the memories of everybody else, right? Because they're all connected, they all pretty much share the same memory and the same, uh, 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 core being, if you will, whatever you want to call it, right? They all share the same mind. So if we split them all, if we split the hive mind into 7 billion individuals once again, then wouldn't those individuals still remain the same? At least their memories will be the same. Their memories will be different afterwards because they'll experience new things by themselves, right? They will regain their individual thoughts and minds and whatever, but they will retain the memories that they had, the feelings that they had as well when they were joined, right? So at that point, it just makes things a lot more complicated. So I don't know what the end goal really is. Like, if Carol really wanted to, reverse the hive mind and what have you, like, what happens to humanity afterwards? What is humanity afterwards? We're gonna be left with people with the same memory now, doing different things, like that is actually boggling my mind right now. Like, how would that happen? And how would that work? I mean, it's, you know, they'll figure it out. But man, uh, beyond that, we'll probably save these speculative discussions for the next episode, which will be the final episode of Pluribus. You know, final season discussion. We'll lay it all bare, since we're also going to be, you know, discussing speculations and predictions for like the second season and beyond. But for this episode specifically, I really enjoyed this episode. What a surprise! Yeah, I like this episode a lot. I think what I love about this episode, and I guess Pluribus as a whole at this point, is much um how much I appreciate the writing, in terms of this being very hard to write. You are writing a story with very few characters as your point of view, right? It's either Carol or Manosos, and for like the majority of the series thus far, it has been Carol's POV. We've been following Carol, and in many cases, it's only Carol that we are following. There's gonna be Zosha coming in every now and again, and even then, that's still only two people interacting throughout the majority of the series, right? In fact, it's always two people interacting most of the time if we count the hive mind as a single person. The only times where Carol is interacting with multiple different people is actually the episode where she is talking with the other survivors in episode 2. That is so hard to pull off, right? And I have to appreciate the show, as I mentioned, in how they are able to execute it in a way that is still very engaging for me, at least. It's not like this has never been done before. Obviously, there are many stories, many movies, many shows where we're only following one or two characters throughout the majority of, you know, the series. But again, those are really hard to pull off, and I feel like Pluribus is one of those shows that managed to pull it off. We still have one episode left, but at this point, you know, it's I would I would I would be shocked if the last episode, you know, fails in certain capacity, if it fumbles or whatever. Like, nah, man, it's like it's been a really steady positive experience for me. There hasn't been a single time where I feel the need to overtly criticize the show in any way. Like, I'm trying to think of like if there's anything that I dislike about the show. I can't really think of anything, you know. It's more so the worst that the show has done to me is making me feel like what I just saw was okay. You know? That's like the worst. And okay is pretty positive. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 7. Like, the worst the show could give me is a 7, and a 7 is still good. Okay? In my books, it's still good. So, and again, like, those are very few moments. Like, it's still really, this is a really strong show for me. And this episode itself, again, as I mentioned, you know, what a way to give some form of exposition as well in regards to the hive mind. We learn a lot in this episode, right? As Carol kind of slowly tried to dissect and deconstruct the hive mind, trying to figure out like their likes and dislikes, what they can do and what they can't do, but in a new approach. If you notice, like the whiteboard that Carol's been doing, those first few those first few points that Carol wrote, those are the those are the answers that she got over the course of several episodes, where a lot of things didn't really go exactly as she planned. Couple of millions died, and whatever, like, there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of yelling, and there's a lot of miscommunication and mistrust in order to gain these information. This episode is where Carol does a complete 180 in terms of her approach. She approaches humanity, and specifically Zosha, in a more human, in a more positive way, in a more welcoming way, similar to how humanity approaches Carol, right? They're manipulating each other whilst trying to pretend that they are liking and enjoying each other's company. And as I mentioned during the reaction, I do feel there is sincerity, and there is a lot of genuine feelings towards one another, especially when it comes to Carol's feelings towards Zosha, right? I feel like that feeling is very pure. That is the one feeling that she could not lie about. Her feelings for Zosha is very real and true. She loves her. She admitted that she likes her. And she also admitted to herself when she drugged herself and kind of blurted out all of that during like that recording session like a couple of episodes ago. Like, it's very clear. She loves her. They were having some really hot, steamy uh, uh, bedroom fun in, in this episode. Great kiss, by the way. I love that kiss. That kissing scene, I'm still thinking about it. My god. But it is very dangerous, as I mentioned, and I think I talked about it in the previous episode again. This feeling, right? Don't get too attached. And that's kind of what is happening with Carol here. She's getting a bit too attached. And just to be clear, like, we still don't know just yet, like, we still don't know what kind of humanity, we still don't know what kind of person humanity really is, right? As far as we know, humanity is a manipulative person. They specifically chose Zosha because she looks like Raban, so that can easily, in some physical capacity, manipulates Carol. And they're also like trying to be very kind to her and giving her everything she wants in order to make her happy. Right? That is still a form of positive manipulation. We're trying to make you happy. We're trying to give you exactly what you want in the hopes that you may, in the future, who knows, maybe we will, you give us your consent. Like, that's the thing that I am kind of worrying about, and that is the thing that I'm kind of thinking, like, that's the main goal of humanity. Then it would suck tremendously if that is the case, because that would mean Zosha's feelings for Carol is merely a facade, right? It's not real. And I'm getting more and more of the feeling that that is the case. Funnily enough, in this episode, as Carol kind of references the Matrix, it's basically the Matrix, right? It's like, it's not real. It wants you to be happy. The Matrix wants Neo to be happy in this world, right, where he can live his life without knowing, like, the dread and the terror and the horrors of the actual outside world, of the real world, right? Just stay in the Matrix, you're gonna live normal lives. Everybody here is happy. And Carol is teetering between the lines. She is. Like, she needs somebody to snap her back, and that somebody is gonna be Manosos. The next episode is gonna be very interesting because we're definitely gonna get these two characters meeting up, and they're gonna talk for the first time, Manosos and Carol. How Zoja and humanity is gonna deal with this remains to be seen. What are they gonna do? Because obviously they can't do anything if they are to remain to their principles. If we believe their principles, right? They cannot harm Manosos. Obviously, they cannot harm Carol, and they cannot forcibly make them join them, right? They have to give their consent, which is never gonna happen. So, what is humanity's next goal? Like, what are they gonna do? Are they just? I mean, the option of waiting until all of the people who are not joined dies, and then at that point, that's it. You know, like that's not gonna happen, is it? Is this like? When did I talk about my predictions concerning the ending of the series? I think it was like episode 1 or 2, or maybe the third episode. It's one of those early episodes where I kind of make my own predictions on like how the series is gonna end. I think one of them is actually Carol joining the hive mind, and the only way to reverse the hive mind is, as I mentioned in like one of my predictions, like the only way to reverse the hive mind, which is what the hive mind isn't telling Carol, is that it has to be from the individual minds themselves, from like the inside. I don't know how well to describe it. It's basically the end of Evangelion instrumentality project, where the only way for humanity to get out of it is of their own will. Which at this point, why would you get out of the hive mind when you are reaping all of its benefits by being in the hive mind, right? It's all about like the pleasure and the joy and all of the feelings of being together and having your mind meld into one is such a incredible experience. So they say, you know, like why would you not join? Zoja also talked about something, um there's a lot of like really minor questions that I think I and some people have that, I wouldn't mind the show not answering or whatever, but I like that she brushed off on a couple of things, including deaths and rebirths, or births in general. You know, humanity is experiencing life and death at the same time. And you have, you feel that as it goes on, and it's hard for them to explain as well. But I was, you know the thought of there's like 900 births, or whatever number they told in this episode. Are the babies also like immediately part of the hive mind then, because they are with, they're from, like, their mothers are already part of the hive mind, and thus it's like connected to them, like, and because like the mother consume like whatever it is that made you part of the hive mind, and whatever, like, how does babies work? Like, does a baby come out and immediately it's like that fucking Boss Baby movie where the baby can just talk verbally? Like, it's crazy. If you are a baby, like, you have the minds of 7 billion other people. You can, you know shit. You know every language. You know every like mathematical problem and whatever. but you're stuck in the body of a baby. Like, you can't really do anything. It's kind of, it's kind of hilarious if you think about it. I hope one day, maybe in the next episode, in the final episode, or maybe in season 2, I hope they show a baby. Because they've shown a child, and I mean showing a child, that's like, okay, but show me a baby. Give me a baby that is part of the hive mind. I want to see how that baby interacts. I don't think it's possible given the limitations of like the production, right? Unless they have to do like CGI and whatever, but I don't know. Funny thought nonetheless. But yeah, the whole pronoun thing is very funny to me, but it's also, again, kind of shows the sort of it adds to the layer of genuine thoughts and wording, and just a facade, because Carol asking Zoja to, just say I, just I don't want to talk to humanity. I want to talk to Zoja, and whatever. Like, ooh. Like, obviously humanity is just doing this to please Carol, right? But again, it's like, are there parts of this interaction that is genuine from humanity's side, where they really want to try to, to please Carol in a non-manipulative manner? Or is it all manipulation to begin with? You know what I mean? Like, are they genuinely trying to respect Carol and her her demands, her saying like, hey, don't say we or us or whatever. She just say I. That is what Carol wants. And to be fair, what Carol wants is also a bit selfish at the same time. But, obviously she has a goal in mind, right? It's all so messy and beautiful to look at. Because these two characters are ultimately just trying to one-up their manipulation tactics, culminating in a, let's just have lesbian sex. Let's see who wins. We shall see. We shall see. We shall see who is the master manipulator here, Because it would be crazy if Carol just basically manipulated all of humanity into having sex with her, and then she wins at the end. I think that's a power move. I'm just saying that. I think that's a power move. I still don't know how it feels, by the way. How does sex feel for humanity here? That is a question that I had since like the very beginning. Like, how does it feel? Questions that we will never have answers to. But yeah. Manosos, come in, please. Slap some sense into Carol. Make her remember who she is. Let her remember the goals. Do not be manipulated and be off tracked by this really gorgeous, beautiful lady. We shall see. We shall see. All of this are still speculation, of course, and my thoughts and feelings on the whole thing could just easily change. I could just do a complete 180 by the next episode, depending on how that will go. So anyways, thank you all so much for tuning in. See you all next time for the finale of Pluribus. Take care, everybody. Have a nice day. Peace.